Well, good afternoon, everyone. Hopefully the sound check is okay with this. My name is Pat Shea. I'm the General Manager of St. Paul Regional Water Services, and I want to extend a warm welcome to everyone here today as we really start to kick off what is Lead Free SPRWS program. We're in kind of a beta stage right now, so 2022 is really our trial and error, and I'd call it really a successful effort to roll out the 10-year program, which will start in 2023. And so what Lead Free SPRWS is really a concerted effort by multiple stakeholders to replace all lead service lines in St. Paul Regional Water Services service area. So we have roughly 100,000 accounts. We have roughly 26,000 lead service lines, either full or partial, in our service area. And so as we go through this effort, it takes a lot of partners, it takes a lot of outreach, it takes a lot of awareness. So today's event is really an awareness program to help explain the program and create the buzz that is required to really get something like this done. It's not, I wouldn't say it's the only one in the nation, but it's relatively unique in that it is a voluntary and free program. So the stakeholders have committed dollars to help start the program. Those stakeholders include the federal government, the state of Minnesota, and the city of St. Paul in dedicating some of its American Rescue Plan dollars to really help this program. So we're a revenue-funded organization. We use your water bills and that money that we generate to operate and maintain the system. We're not able to use those funds to invest that money back into private infrastructure. So those other stakeholders have really stepped up to the plates and helped us fund the private side of that infrastructure. And what we're looking at today is really one of the first projects in St. Paul Regional Water Services service area to do those replacements. So just a few numbers again, 26,000 of them in our service area. Anywhere from $6,000 to $8,000 for the private side only. So really, this is an investment on the private side of $6,000 to $8,000. The whole service line is about $14,000. So a lot of numbers and a lot of math, but it really adds up to big dollars. So we're talking about $250 million invested in our water system over the next 10, 11 years to get this done and to get this done right. So two of those really key stakeholders are here. Going to say a few words. One of them is Commissioner Tolbert. I call him Commissioner Tolbert because we're operated and managed by the Board of Water Commissioners, which represents the region that we serve. Joined today, we're also our president, board president, Mara Humphrey is here. Both of them have been really key stakeholders in driving us forward. We wouldn't be here today without their insistence and directive to invest the time and effort to get this work done. So I'll turn it over to Commissioner Tolbert, who would like to say a few words.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Pat, for all the work that you've done on this. We wouldn't be at this place without your leadership, and we're truly grateful. The citizens of St. Paul are truly grateful. Also want to thank our great water crew out here, union crews, out here at St. Paul Regional Water, some of the best crews that we have around, and Raquel Vasky, who has been the project lead on this. Thank you all for everybody here. It's good to see the neighborhood out too. I know if this is a reconstruction, it's going to be a little more dusty than this probably in the coming months, but this is a good time to have some of this work done. We know, and the EPA, the CDC, the WHO, they all agree, and they all know that no level of lead is safe in our drinking water. No level of lead. And St. Paul residents, St. Paul, everybody who lives here, should know that they have confidence that their water is lead-free. The Chicago Fed recently concluded that the benefits of reducing lead are vast. Improved health, reduced healthcare costs, reduced risks of crime and incarceration, increased educational achievement and incomes, longer lifespans, and quality of life. We know that lead is a problem in our drinking water, and it's something that we must and we are fixing. I know I have young children in my household. The mayor has young children in his household. And we know that for our families, we wouldn't want lead in our house leading up to it. And I know recently I had my lead replaced. I paid for it in the previous way of doing it. where you put in an assessment. But we also, as mayor and as city council members, as water commissioners, we also have an obligation to every child in the city of St. Paul. And that's what this program is really about. This program is about helping families. This is about helping children and ensuring that everybody has a way financially to get rid of the lead pipe. And more than anything, as Director Shea said, just knowing that you have a lead pipe and knowing why we are pulling it out is an important thing. So the educational part of this is important. And that's part of the reason that we have this program. 60% of our lead pipes are in areas of concentrated poverty. You shouldn't have to decide between paying rent, groceries, or having a lead pipe up to your house. And that's what this program is about. About a year ago, there was a game change that allowed us to create this program. And we're really grateful to our federal partners with the infrastructure bill and other bills that were passed that helped make this possible by investing federal dollars specifically for lead pipes in communities across the country, but into St. Paul. And we're grateful for the leadership of Senator Tina Smith, Senator Amy Klobuchar. I know Emmett Rice from Congresswoman Betty McCollum's office. Betty McCollum has been an absolute champion on this and helping us secure these funds to help make lead-free St. Paul Regional Water Services a reality. And we are truly grateful for the game-changing dollars that came down from the federal level. I know that we have future funding requests that are going to be needed in coming years, and we're well aware of that. And I know that my colleagues on the City Council, my colleagues on the Board of Water Commissioners, as well as the mayor and our colleagues at the state, they know that this program is expensive, but it's necessary, and we will need future dollars, but this is a start, and that's the most important thing. I do want to thank my colleagues on the City Council who have been nothing but supportive. I know Councilmember Jalali, who represents this area, sent her regrets, but really would have enjoyed being here and is fully supportive, as well as President Humphrey and all my colleagues on the Board of Water Commissioners who have been nothing but supportive, and that's absolutely fantastic. This is the right thing to do. This is going to help children into the future, and I'm grateful for the partnership of Mayor Carter, who's been a champion on this, and a great partner, and thankful for you. Why don't you come up and say a few words? Thank you.
Good afternoon. This is a good day. I have always been proud. From my days as a city council member and a water board commissioner myself, to my time as a community member, to today, I've always been very proud of the product that our St. Paul Regional Water Services delivers. I always tell folks, and this is true, that our water in St. Paul is so clean that we literally receive rewards for how many awards we receive. Because we take it seriously. We take our job very seriously. Pat, all our water employees who are here, we thank you on behalf of our team because, look, I go speak at schools and I ask them, listen, when you turn on your water, what color is it? And they go, that doesn't make any sense. It's not a color. I said, well, what does it smell like? And they say, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't smell like anything. I said, well, what does it taste like? And they said, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't taste like anything. It's water. And I tell them, listen, we cannot take for granted water that is colorless, odorless, and tasteless. It means that a whole lot of people are doing a whole lot of work on our behalf every single day, and we can't take them for granted. Do me a favor and just give our water employees here a round of applause with me. This is not complicated. We don't want people to have lead poisoning. We don't want families to drink lead in their drinking water. We don't want children to grow up drinking lead in their drinking water. And it's inexcusable in a city like St. Paul, whose water is as clean as ours is. Since about the 80s, St. Paul has been working with homeowners to replace lead service lines. And as you just heard, that comes at a cost to homeowners. $6,000 to $8,000 a person, $6,000 to $8,000 a family. So what ends up happening is all of our families know we don't want our children drinking lead in their water. And some of our families have $6,000 to $8,000 to do something about it. And it's just not good enough. In a city that works for all of us, which is our mantra in St. Paul, it's just not good enough for children to grow up drinking lead in their water because their parents couldn't afford clean water. That is not the kind of city that we want to be. President Humphrey, Commissioner Tolbert, Pat, Director Shea, I want to thank you all for being the leaders for our community to say we can do a whole lot better than that. So we're excited to announce this 10-year effort to take the 26,000 households in our city that still have those lead connections, connecting them to our water service line and saying we are going to eliminate all of them. We're going to have safe water, clean water. We're going to deliver it to every single household in our community, and we will not stop until we achieve this big vision together. That's important. As the council member pointed out, we could not do this without partnership at the state level, within our governor's office. We could not do this without the partnership of a federal administration that's delivered after a very, 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 very long wait, an enormous investment in our infrastructure, in our national infrastructure that we know cities around our country really need. So I know Councilmember Tolbert already mentioned some of those federal partners who've been working closely with us. I'd be remiss not to say our thanks, my thanks as well, certainly to all of our federal partners, President Biden, Vice President Harris, to Senators Klobuchar and Smith, and certainly to Representative McCollum for helping to guide this investment to Minnesota, to St. Paul, and certainly to Governor Walz for helping to guide this investment as part of the state's allocation to St. Paul. Thank you to our city council members for making a significant commitment of $14.5 million in American Rescue Plan funding to get us going. And I certainly want to thank, where they go, Bill and Flannery, thank you for welcoming us all to your home as we kick off this important effort. Thank you very much. Appreciate all of you being here.